Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Stacy Raine.
Bill, are you hungry?
Stacy, you know the answer to that always.
Good, because today's show is going to make you even hungrier as we introduce you to a relatively new business here in Nassau County that is ready to feed everyone listening today, including moi.
I can't wait. Our guest today is Nick Christofides. He is one of the partners of the Diner Boys in Merrick. Nick, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Thanks for having me today.
First of all, you've already set a record. You came in here treating us to some of the delicious food to your from your diner, and Stacy has not stopped eating. I'm usually the eater. She
taking a bite right now.
See, there you go. There you go. So tell us, what is the Diner Boys all about?
The Diner Boys is all about, everybody wants to have their diner classics, but they don't want to sit down at your traditional diner. So we cater to the ones that just want to pick up a quick meal, take it home, and enjoy it, their diner classics in the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, I'm thinking about me right now. 3 small boys at home. I wake up on a Saturday, I'm like, oh, I don't want to cook again.
Exactly. That's what.
And this French toast, this is good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get another bite.
Again, you don't know what a compliment this is. You should get endorsements from Stacy after the show and her picture up on the wall, because I have never seen her eat like this, and she hasn't stopped since you put it on the plate.
I guess that's a good thing then, right?
That's a good thing.
Can you ask a question now, or are you busy eating?
I just finished this French toast is so good. Is this one of the most popular things on your menu?
Definitely up there.
Okay.
With the pancakes, and depending on what route you want to go, breakfast or lunch, or if you're just looking for like a brunch. Yeah, absolutely. We got everything.
What hours are you open?
Right now, for the summer, we're open from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Nice.
And we're open to midnight on Friday and Saturday also for the late night comers.
Okay. All right. So if you're out late and you're suddenly starving.
That's right. You're hungry, you had a few drinks, and you need some comfort food, the Diner Boys is there for you.
That's the magic word, the comfort food, right?
Absolutely.
And just your concept, what you said, I'm actually one of the perfect people for that, because I love to do that. Sometimes I don't want to go to sit in a restaurant. I don't want to have to get a group, wait for them. Just if I want to pick up a burger or French toast or even some dessert item, just go to local diner if they have it. I know that's going to be prepared well. It's usually better than the fancy restaurants because I'm getting it right there. They take care of it. And I think you have a great concept.
Thank you. I mean, that's what we're really shooting for. We're really shooting for, just the easiness of everything behind it. Instead of having to walk into a big diner and waiting at the counter and everything like that, we're trying to provide a quick service, in and out, even delivery straight to your door.
Really?
We're on all the third party sites, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats.
I'm taking notes right here.
I do.
She really is.
We do a big catering following. I do a lot of corporate catering, as you guys could tell with you guys today. During the day we do a lot of parties at night. We really customize anything for anybody to kind of fit everybody's needs.
Yeah, he walked in here with some pancakes and some French toast, my favorite. Some French fries, which are good.
French fries
oh my
God,
God,
you touch the wraps.
Delicious.
You got to wait for lunch for that.
I know. I'm going to go sneak back in there and hope that my coworkers haven't eaten all of them.
Maybe we'll do 2 shows today. And we'll keep working them. Maybe even an evening show. We'll bring you back.
Listen,
for.
It's always
another version, right?
So French toast is a popular morning item. What are some throughout the day? What are some of the biggest things that you're selling?
You can't go wrong with burgers.
Yeah.
I mean, we make a lot of different specialty burgers.
Oh, okay.
Like the All-American Burger, which is a double patty, bacon, American cheese. You could do like a California burger that has avocado and Russian dressing on it. You could be classic and do a classic quarter pounder and customize it yourself with a bunch of different toppings that we have.
Nick, I have to ask you, I read something that your business is kind of a mixed marriage. There's an Islander fan and a Ranger fan as the partners.
Unfortunately,
you're one of them.
I'm a big Islander fan.
Okay.
So, I'm the right one here because, born and raised in Long Island.
There you go.
You have to support your hometown team.
But for a restaurant, it's actually not a bad idea, especially in New York. You have a lot of Ranger fans and a lot of Islander fans, so it's good to have one of each.
It's good to have one of each. Unfortunately, my partner got the short end of the stick becoming a Ranger fan. But we're not going to knock him for that. But I would like to say Diner Boys is more Islander based. If you come into my store, you'll see the Islander flag and the Islander plaques everywhere because we're on Long Island and Long Island is the Islanders was Long Island's team. So
that's true. That's true.
the way to go.
All right.
But it's good to have both. So.
I'm gonna take this conversation away from sports and back to food, which is what I'm sitting here taking these bites of all this delicious food, and you're over here talking about sports.
There you go.
Okay, but my question is, I heard this term and I have no idea what it is. A ghost kitchen. Okay,
so a ghost kitchen, which a lot of people probably order from and you don't realize.
Ooh, intrigue.
So if you or anybody else is a big like Uber Eats goer, what a ghost kitchen is it's a virtual restaurant that's based out of another restaurant with a different name.
Okay.
So like for us example, we had a ghost kitchen called Pink's Vegan Diner. Since I have a lot of vegan items on our menu. So people think they're ordering from this place called Pink's Vegan Diner, but they've never actually been to Pink's Vegan Diner because it technically doesn't exist.
I see.
It's just it's a virtual storefront to cater to another dimension of people.
Yeah. So when someone's searching and they want vegan food, you're going to come
Pink's
up.
Vegan Diner is going to come up.
Okay.
So it's something that's more directed towards them instead of something like Diner Boys where it's a mix of half and half.
I see.
But this ghost kitchen has really worked out really well for us that we've actually brought it to life now.
Yeah.
And now Diner Boys kind of shares the space with Pink's Vegan Diner, where to the point where we put a decal in our window, and we built a website for it. Their own phone number now, and it's really kind of branched off for all my vegan lovers out there that they have their own diner comfort food to get to now.
What a great idea, really, because there are so many vegan people. And I often feel bad, like if there's 2 or 3 meat eaters, and then there's usually a minority who might want the vegan food, that you can bring it in to supply it. They don't have to feel like the ones left out at whether it's a dinner or just
exactly. Now everybody, again, my whole motto is I'm trying to serve as many people as I possibly can. So the fact that we have vegan items now, if you have a family that's split, and you got 2 carnivores and 2 vegans, now everybody can be happy in one meal instead of struggling to find 2 different places to go to.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I love the term ghost kitchen. That sounds like a Hallmark movie of the week, that it should be on one night, the mystery of the ghost kitchen. And then
who doesn't like a Hallmark movie, right?
There you go.
Exactly. Okay, so people can come into the diner, right? It's mostly takeout, but you could come in.
Right. Yeah, okay. I have added a few high top tables inside the store. Nothing crazy. Very casual. It looks like a nice 50s style retro. With I have Coke tables. It goes with our colors, black, white, and red. Mm-hmm. I have a couple picnic tables outside if you want to sit outside on a nice day.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to expand the horizons to as much as I can.
Yeah.
Just somebody who just wants to come out for a little bit and they really like our food.
Yeah, they're driving by and they think,
they're driving by.
I know that place. They have good French toast. Yeah. So. Tell us a little about you. Like, how did you get into this business?
Oh, I've been in the restaurant business since I was 15. I started as working at a pizzeria on Long Island, and I moved up to a manager there for about 18 years. Mm-hmm. And I met my partner through the pizzeria, and we've known each other for 15 plus years. And it was just destined, me and him, to get together one of these days.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity came upon, he turned to me, and it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. What do you love about the restaurant business?
What do I love around the restaurant business? It's fun. I know a lot of people say it could be stressful, and of course it is. We have sleepless nights, where everything's on our minds and it's crazy. But I love the thrill of it. I love being busy. I love the challenge of pumping out everybody's orders in a short amount of time. I just love the excitement behind that. I love the pressure of being in the restaurant business, and I think that's what really keeps my flame going.
It just seems that people in the restaurant business, honestly, to me, have almost no time off. And either you're on call, and some professions like medicine, law, firemen get credit for that. But especially if it's a small partnership, you and your partner, if you go away for a week, and at some point you just need a break or maybe even a couple of days off for medical reasons or something, he has to do the work or vice versa. So doesn't that almost get to you that, hey, I just got to get away from here for a few days and then I'll come back recharged?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's very important that, to keep yourself fresh, you can't work those 100-hour weeks anymore in your life. It's just you have to. At the same time, as much as I want to be there 7 days, you have to know when to take a step back a little bit for your own mental health and to make sure that you stay fresh. So I'm glad I have a good partner. I'm glad I have a really good crew back at the shop that picks up a lot of slack when I'm not there. That is, that are very trustworthy and everything like that. So, I'm fortunate to have a good situation fall into my lap and good people around me, making it easier.
Stacy and Nick, I want to interrupt and say real quickly, that seems to be the code of the really good restaurateurs. We've had a few on before, and they always give credit to the people in their group because it's honestly a team. It's like any team. Someone slacking, you're not going to be a winner. And you've given it to your partner and the good workers who
absolutely. And at the end of the day, that's they're part of what makes, having a successful business, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people are struggling out there, and especially in the restaurant business, finding good employees these days and stuff. And, and they're out there. You just got to find the right ones.
Yeah.
And, that's just the way it is.
Like you found them.
I did. Yes. Thank you.
Well, I took a break from my French toast because I want to remind everyone that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Stacy Raine here with Bill Horan, and today we are talking with Nick Christofides, one of the partners at the Diner Boys in Merrick.
Nick, can you tell us any other projects that you're working on now as any business? If you don't expand, you stay where you are. So are you looking ahead to something for the future? Are you planning a different menu or a new surprise in there?
I think we're pretty content on the menu that we have now. We have made a few changes over the last couple months to try to play with, what works and what doesn't work. And I try to keep everything as fresh as possible. I don't know about things to come in the future. I mean, you never know. You got to keep a lookout because everything's possible. We always said we wanted to open up like a food truck.
Yeah.
Pertaining to the Diner Boys to be able to do like private parties and stuff like that. But again, who knows? You just gotta keep following us to see what happens in the future.
Oh, believe me, after these French fries and Stacy with the French toast, we're following.
Well, so I have another reason that I'm gonna have to follow you. You do milkshakes, I hear.
I should have brought you milkshakes today. I know. That's all me. I'm sorry.
My whole
bad.
family is an ice cream. We're an ice cream family. So tell me about those milkshakes.
So we do phenomenal milkshakes. I mean, we do everything from cookies and cream to your classic vanilla, chocolate and strawberry. I do vegan milkshakes for all the vegan lovers out there. We use oat milk with it. So if you're really looking down that road, it's absolutely unbelievable. And coming from a non-vegan, I absolutely love the vegan shakes.
I was sitting here thinking, is it good? Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I mean, I'll try anything, once.
And here's the coolest thing, and I want to gloat on it because I think it's awesome. I have this machine that I just recently purchased. So when you get a delivery for milkshakes, you get them in a nice plastic mason jar that gets professionally sealed. So it doesn't make a mess during transport, and you just pop it open, almost like a can of soda, when it gets to your house, and it's ready to go.
And can you use that? Can you reuse that?
Absolutely, you save them, wash them out.
That.
Yeah, you're great. They're great for reuse. So
there's just something cute about it, and you like drinking. It makes no sense to me why I like it better that way, but it just doesn't.
Absolutely, it just makes it a little bit more fun.
It does.
It makes it a little more fun.
I love a good mason jar. You brought catering in, and I want to hear more about your catering. So you can order in, you can come and even sit in the restaurant if you want to, but you can also have your catering. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so catering, I'm really working on hard right now, just to try to really expand it. We do a lot of corporate catering during the week. So, I'll travel everywhere on Long Island. It doesn't matter. I'm in the city twice a week delivering catering orders. And, we do trays of wraps, paninis, sandwiches, your traditional burgers, sliders. I do awesome little sliders. Mm-hmm. I'm really just trying to, expand the catering side of it because corporate catering especially is the new way of the world, and even if you have an office of 50 people and you want to do individual sandwiches, I do that a lot also. We do individual with fries, and everybody gets to pick, grab and go. Yeah. So to speak. When the Ringling Brothers Circus was in town a few months ago, I did their catering 3 nights in a row at UBS Arena.
Wow.
So at 150 sandwiches each night, it's nothing that my little store can't handle.
Right. So, question for you: do you cater milkshakes? 'Cause I'm thinking there's some offices that need milkshake parties.
You know what? I thought about it. And I haven't had that on the menu because sometimes you don't, especially if it's a little far. You don't want the milkshakes to melt and become too watered down. You know what I'm saying?
But if they're close to you, they should think about that.
It's definitely a good idea to think about.
Yeah. I obviously love a good milkshake. So
me to sit
there
every morning and make 100 milkshakes. So that'll be something else, But it's definitely a challenge to look into.
There's no
It's the
challenge
first time
you can't
she's
handle.
salivating here.
Right?
It's not bad enough she has the French toast. She has the French fries. Now she wants the milkshake.
I'll be coming over for a milkshake.
Oh, she'll be there. Now you better tell her if we go to Merrick. What is this near? Is there a landmark nearby?
Everybody, you hate to talk about a competitor, but I don't really consider him a competitor because he's been there for a long time, and I respect the neighbors. Everybody knows where my hero is in Belmore.
Okay.
So we're right next door to them.
Yeah.
Over there on Jerusalem Avenue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an iconic landmark in the Belmore Merrick area if you were looking for a cold cut sandwich.
Yeah.
So.
Now, tell us, in the life of a restaurateur and running the diner, you don't have to use any names, of course, but have you come across any memorable either incidents or characters that come in, or do you have this one man or lady who comes in every day, gets the same thing for 500 days in a row? Or?
Oh, forget it. I mean, it's like a small it's actually like a large family. I shouldn't say a small family, because a lot of our customers are a lot of repeat customers because they feel comfortable with us.
The food's good.
And the food's good. I mean, it's just I try to make everybody feel like they're my friends and they're my relatives and they're my cousins.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it is. At the end of the day, if you're coming into my store and giving me your money, then I want to give you as much as possibly back as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So and I respect everybody for that. And it is a little as trying to remember somebody's name. And again, I'm fairly new to the whole Merrick area, but if you go to my old pizza place in the Seaford, Massapequa area, everybody knows Nick from the pizza place. So it's like after so many years, you really start to, you make a lot of friends, and I've met so many great people.
I think
over
on a
the
community
years.
like Long Island, we like that. I know if I go into a place and if they say, "Hi, Bill," or "Is it the usual Bill?" or "What do you?" just repeating my name brings an allegiance to us. And I want to go back to your place or the pizzeria, wherever
Exactly.
I'm dealing with.
People feel comfortable.
Because you're comfortable. This is
Exactly.
more of a friend. And also I reach in the pocket and throw it in the tip jar, even though to me, why am I tipping on top of paying? But because they're nice and they're friends and they're neighbors and I want to help them out and I want them around.
It's a sign of showing good faith.
Good faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the employees, because you said, it can be hard to find good ones, but you have done it. So what is it that you look for in your employees?
Listen, you just want hardworking employees that that have a good personality, that really are good to people, like I'm good to people. I almost want to find somebody that's, listen, no one is ever going to be like yourself. You know what I'm saying? And of course I have expectations that are higher than a lot of other people's expectations, but you try to want to find somebody that's, that will love your business, 50% of what you love your business. You know what I'm saying? And if you can find that, that's in that sense, it's a win. But I'm fortunate enough to have my employees that go above and beyond to make sure that everything is spot on correct.
And I'm guessing you look for people that are going to make your customers feel the way that you make
Absolutely.
them feel. Yeah,
Absolutely.
like their
Comfortable to come
family.
in
You were
and
saying.
family,
Yeah.
friends, and you want to come in, you want to say hello to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing. You don't want to just come in and say, "Oh, what do you need?" or "How can I help you?"
Say with a
you want to
smile.
engage with a conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Talk with a smile.
Right.
100%.
Well, I'm going to take a minute to remind our listeners that you're listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Stacy Raine here with Bill Horan, and today we're talking to Nick Christofides, one of the partners at the Diner Boys in Merrick.
Nick, today one of the realities is people rate you and they say things about everybody, social media, etc. And I remember once years ago, this was pre-social media, but the customer ahead of me berated the poor high school girl behind the counter at McDonald's because the store was out of grape jelly. I can't believe it. You don't have grape jelly. I mean, people have their choices and they get excited about things. When someone comes back with a bad rating or says something negative, how do you handle that? Does that ruin your day, or is there a way that professionals can handle that and get over it?
Well, I'm so mixed on the whole social media in this day, and as a business owner, honestly, mistakes happen across the board.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. We make mistakes all the time. It's only natural. If you didn't make mistakes, then you're doing something wrong. I wish more people would reach out to restaurants with their mistakes before they go on social media and they rate them or they review them and stuff like that. Because in my past experience, even if you go on our Google reviews or on our Yelp reviews, you'll find people that have something negative to say. Mm-hmm. And instead of coming to me or coming to the restaurant first and trying to solve the problem with the restaurant, they take to the internet, which could hurt restaurants and especially small businesses like myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, in the world we live in, there's more negative reviews than good reviews.
Yes.
Because people will leave a bad review before they leave a good review.
Right.
So, I ask everybody, if you have an issue, not just with my place, but in restaurants in general, you have to contact the restaurant first to see, if they can make the situation better. Because 9 out of 10 restaurants will take the time to fix the problem, not escalate the problem.
Right.
And unfortunately, people don't do that, and it's a shame because that's how small restaurants don't, they don't make it in this world because of things like that. So
right, it's a competitive industry, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Stacey, how many stars are you going to give Nick for that French toast that you gobbled down and cleaned up?
How many stars am I allowed to give?
Up to 5.
More than that.
No,
Okay.
6.5. There you go.
6.5 for that. And the French fries, I'm a fan of the French fries.
Listen, my French fries
already
are
have
top notch.
They really are.
You get
They're
it
delicious.
They really are.
in your container after 20 minutes, and they're still going to be crunchy.
That's
Well, no,
fantastic.
they were delicious, and I've never seen Stacey eat like this. So I'm sitting here amazed. So whatever you put in there must be a little magic dust, but there's something special going on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And now, cost and management of a restaurant. What problems do you face on a day-to-day basis that most of us wouldn't even think of?
Oh, I mean, food cost is absolutely horrendous across the board. I mean, one day you can pay, $29.99 for a case of lettuce, and just this morning it was $79.99 for a case of lettuce.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's a $50 jump.
I was going to say, did I hear those numbers right? 29 to 79?
29 to 79 in overnight
Wow.
for iceberg lettuce. It doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way it is. Last week it was eggs, and it just goes from one astronomical number to another, and it just sometimes you can't gauge things. So I mean, people realize why the prices are going up across the board. It's because it's like the stock market of products. It's like you never know what one day is going to be this and one day is going to be that, and it's not like you could have your burger one day at $10.99 and the next day at $19.99. It doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. So you have, as a business owner, you really have to bite the bullet on that one and roll with the punches. But that's definitely the biggest issue that we face as business owners these days.
That's really difficult.
Cost. Yeah,
that's a tough road because that much you can bend to a little bit, but when it triples in price,
right?
What can you do? And people do want it for salads, and
right.
that's the mainstay of what you put out. So,
and another issue I probably say is more people need to start using small businesses directly. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like Uber and DoorDash these days, which is no problem. I'm not knocking them. They're on a great platform and they give us a great amount of business. But for small businesses that get hurt with so many fees, mm-hmm. Businesses like us, they really need to survive on more organic orders and for people to come to them directly. Yeah. So if you're in the neighborhood, you got to come to try to come to us directly and save these big corporations making all this money off of everybody.
So can people call you?
Of course, yeah. They call us. They can
place an order online
directly.
On the
they
phone.
Can place an order right on our website.
Yeah.
They can have our own delivery system. Mm-hmm. Drop them deliveries.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's
good to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if someone wants to call you right now because they're so excited about this French toast, how do they do that?
Just got to call 516-809-7130.
Okay, I got it.
Stacey's writing that down in the meantime. By the way, Nick, what is your partner's name? Let's give him a little credit because while you're here, he's probably working hard.
Yeah, he's he says he's working. No, I'm just kidding. Of
Slinging
course, he's working hard
milkshakes right now.
He has a few other businesses too, so he's a busy man.
Yeah.
Across the board. His name's Peter Glykos,
Uh-huh.
and he's from Massapequa, New York.
Yeah.
So we're both Long Islanders.
So Peter and Nick, if you go in, you say, I know the bosses, Peter and Nick. They'll take good care.
Nick is more important than Peter, though, guys.
You'll get an extra French fry.
And you just say, I know the Diner Boys, right?
That's it.
I know the Diner Boys.
That's it.
That's right.
Well, you're friends of Stacy and Bill, right?
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, heard about the French toast.
We want to get all our friends in there lined up. Stacy has 3 kids. They'll drink milkshakes till the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
Your
that's
profits
the name
will
of the
go up.
game.
Never mind
Especially
that
if
lettuce.
they're growing still. That's it. You know?
Little kids don't care about lettuce.
No.
They want milkshakes.
Right.
I know what they like.
Milkshakes and mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, that's right.
And by the way, we want to tell the audience again. You said it's Nick's too. Is it My Hero? Is that the name of the
Correct.
business?
Yeah, that was another business.
And Jerusalem Avenue.
Yeah, that's
in
more.
Merrick.
That's very popular over there.
And people know.
Everybody knows in that area, My Hero.
Yeah.
But
Let's get the phone number one more time.
yep, it's 516-809-7130. And you can find us at thedinerboysny.com.
And that's where everybody can place their milkshake orders, their French toast orders, all of the goods.
Everything, all the good stuff.
And
Yes.
I always ask a question when I go into a new place for me. I say to the people, what's the one thing I'm going to keep coming back for? So I look at the menu, I get overwhelmed. But what would you tell the new customer? Try this, you're going to keep coming back.
Again, my favorite are the burgers.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go all American burgers.
All
That's the way to go. I didn't have this stomach. This stomach took a little while to grow overnight over here. So
That's
Nick-
a burger-made stomach.
absolutely.
Nick, we want to thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me today.
We want to let our audience know our guest has been Nick Christofides. He's one of the partners of the Diner Boys in Merrick. And we can endorse the pancakes, the French fries, and the French toast. He told you how good the hamburgers are, and those milkshakes I'm going over there later to get. Nick, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you
today.
again for having me, guys.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Stacy Raine. We want to thank you for listening to this week's episode of My Hometown.
We'd like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC at ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.